Alright guys, how's it going? So this will be a brief video. As you know, Alan Hansen has been seriously ill in hospital. And I wanted to record a little video about more positive news, right? We didn't make any videos about when it happened or anything. Didn't want to really talk about that. But I just wanted to update you in case you're not aware that there's a bit of positive stuff surrounding him at the moment. Which is public as well, so I don't feel like I'm talking about something that I maybe shouldn't. Does that make sense? So if you were to look around and whatnot, but I know some of you don't have a lot of time to do that, but there are more positive suggestions and reports coming out surrounding Alan at the moment. Graham Souness was saying that he spoke with him on the phone. He was bantering with him and he thinks he'll be all right and stuff like that, for example. Do you know what I mean? So it's all out there, it's all public. I have over the years, of running Cop Talk, you get to hear many things sometimes to do with private things, personal things to do with a player or a manager, or maybe even a suit, an executive or something like that at the club. And I always think, like, does anyone really need to know that? Like whether it's a health issue, whether it's an alleged affair or alleged associations of fucking gangsters or something like that, you trust me, the things I've heard over the years would make very interesting, but I certainly ain't going to touch on that. I remember being sat as a guest in a restaurant. I'm not even going to say the city. Liverpool were playing away, and I was with a friend who said, he was a very important businessman, a Liverpool fan, and he said, I'm meeting some friends, we're going to have a sit down. I don't know if it was before the game or after the game. Before the game, I think. And I remember sitting with him and I got introduced to all these guys, and it soon became pretty clear that there were some really important people amongst them. And they were exceptionally close to one of Liverpool's most favouriteest and greatest players and all that. And just like, I don't know, there's a lot of pressure is put on our players sometimes in the city. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think some fans are aware of stuff like that. Important people, even in the underworld or whatever, want to associate with the most important footballers and things, and that puts players under pressure, right? To do things, to say things, to help out. If some gangster approaches you, like one of the biggest gangsters or whatever, and says, I need you to go to a party, you know what I mean? Like, and you're like that player, Liverpool player, you're like, okay, I'm gonna have to go then, aren't I? And then that player might be snapped at that party. Why is he at a fucking party? When really he's just trying to do... Anyway, it's just, there's so much stuff goes on behind the scenes, it's incredible. And, there's been times over the years when illness comes into it with a player or someone in his family, or maybe a player is a young father, maybe they've just, him and his wife, girlfriend, whatever, have recently, had a child, baby. Maybe the baby's keeping them up all night and the player's not sleeping. And, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Or, affairs, you hear it all. You hear it all. And not just from like some little like faceless Twitter account or something, like from people that are telling the truth. And, including managers as well, guys. And the kind of policy that I've always had when on the members website, for example, is I think it only only certain things should come out if it's affecting a player's ability to play and a manager's ability to manage. If something is going on and people are saying, why is that player not fucking... Do you remember Dejan Lovren used to get it all the time? If you were to look at Dejan Lovren, I don't know if I can find an example. Here we go. Liverpool's Lovren fears plot after burglary in Croatia. That's actually recent. I don't know what that is. he had his home gassed, didn't he, by criminals who robbed him, and there was talks of gangsters and kidnappings and everything when he was at Liverpool, do you remember? There was all sorts of things going on, right, at the time, and it wasn't playing very well. You know, and you just think, well, I don't know, I'm not going to go into it. What was the one from 3 days ago? Oh no, it says 3 days ago, but it's actually 2017, so I don't know why Google's indexed it again. But no, there was a lot of stuff going on, you know, like the Lovren thing, if you look into it, Dejan Lovren thing, you know, ski mask, fucking guns and everything, you know what I mean? And maybe he's not playing well because of that, you know what I'm saying? So these things happen from time to time. So I don't like talking about them, especially the gangster stuff. But when it's a player's private life and an illness, you know, I saw like people discussing Alan Hansen the other day on X, on Twitter, you know, and they were like, why are we not being told what's happening? And you could see people in the comments, rightly so, saying, because it's none of your fucking goddamn business, you know? At the end of the day, if someone's seriously ill, that's enough, innit? Like, oh, fucking hell, let's hope they're all right, let's hope they pull through. All and sundry don't need to know everyone's personal things. And, you know, I'm gonna Google something, but I'm not going to read it out unless something comes up publicly. See, I don't prepare for my videos, as you can see. Liverpool boss Brendan Rodgers caught up in frightening cricket bust-up while visiting female friend. Charlotte Hind. I'm not going to go into it all, but if you were to look around, you know, like Brendan Rodgers caught up in bust-up as he tried to protect female friend. One moment, please. Yeah, I don't know if that surname was right, but it says here that he got engaged to Charlotte Searle. They married in June 2017. He was married, wasn't he, at the time? He ended up splitting with his missus, didn't he? Anyway, it's just, you see what I mean, though? It's like all them different private things that people need to know who people are allegedly banging and shit like that. Or is it only if it affects, you know, the way that they manage and play? Anyway, kind of a video all over the place, but it's the Euros week. There's not much to talk about. I just wanted to say that Alan Hansen is, you know, according to his closest people, doing all right at the moment. But as we know, that can change, guys. So I feel that because that news is public, that I can touch on it. All right. I'll speak to you soon.